Donald Trump desperately needs you to believe two things. Okay, first of all is that Joe Biden's brain is marshmallow fluff. And the second is that his brain is genius caliber stuff. Did you know he had a relative who went to MIT once? Unfortunately, in trying to make that point on the rally stage, he kind of undercut the point instantaneously. See if you can catch it.
I think he should take a cognitive test like I did. I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Doc Ronny Jackson. Does everyone know Ronny Jackson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. And he said I was the healthiest president he feels in history. So I liked him very much immediately. In fact, he said if I didn't eat junk food, I would live to 200. That's what he said. But I said, Ronnie, should I take a test? He said, well, you know, it's Walter Reed. It's sort of a public hospital. If you don't do well, they're going to find out about it. I said, well, you know, like I'm a smart person. How tough is it? He said, it gets very tough as you get to the middle of it. And I did something that he's never seen done. I aced it. I got every question right. I aced it in front of a lot of people.
Okay, so did you catch it there? It's not the stuff in the last half. We just left that in because it's utterly embarrassing that he thinks that a test for cognitive decline, neurological disorder, that everyone who does not have neurological problems aces, that he thinks it's impressive, he thinks it's an intelligence test. And now in his telling of it, there were a lot of people there because you know they often bring in crowds for when they test for dementia.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
But anyway, no, it wasn't that. It was the Ronny Jackson. Oh, we all know about Ronny Jackson, doctor for multiple years to Donald Trump, congressman, outspoken defender of President Trump, who literally showed up at his trial. Has been in the news. He was his literal doctor. And that was not his name. It's not Ronny Jackson, it's Ronny Jackson. He knew this man for years. All of his tests, he's been telling this story about Ronny Jackson for years now. It's been like 6 years since that happened. And suddenly he doesn't remember his name. And before we dive into our discussion of this, I just wanna make clear that Donald Trump over the past couple of months has been in trial, okay? He hasn't been giving as many speeches, doing as many rallies. And so we haven't had as much like on-screen proof of his brain rot, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Now that he's speaking again, we can once again show you mashups like this.
And in particular, and remember this. Oh, wait a minute. Mike Lindell, please stand up, okay? The monthly cost of a typical mortgage has doubled and tripled even. We had it at $2. Think of this, we were at 2.3%, and he's at probably 10%, but you can't get money. The president is sort of covers all aspects. It's politics, it's executive and knowing what to do and knowing the feel of a nation and the touch and all these different qualities. You need everything. And I take a shower, I want that beautiful head of hair to be nice and wet. Lather. I want it to be lathered beautifully. And I get this best stuff you can buy and I dump it all over. And then I turn on the water and the damn water drips out. Takes me, I can't get the stuff out of my hair. It's a horrible thing. No, it's terrible.
Oh, to be clear, that last clip was not evidence of Donald Trump's brain rot. It's evidence of America's brain rot that they find that acceptable in the most powerful man in the world. Francesca, what do you make of all this?
Trump just sort of reminds us, like every once in a while, just like how utterly idiotic, how like unstoppably stupid he is, how dumb you have to be to serve 4 years in the White House and still not learn a goddamn thing because you cannot read unless something has your name in it. And even then it's boring to you. You literally do not know how to even like explain what the presidency is, what you did just a mere 4 years ago. You can't even do that. And I feel
executive. What do you mean? It's
just,
executive.
It's the touch, the feel, the look of cotton. That's all it is. And I feel like Donald Trump truly represents how much America peaked in like 1983. Do you know what I'm saying? Like America peaked in high school. America peaked so long ago. And Trump is just like the embodiment of how much we're not willing to accept the fact that we're not the beauty queen anymore. We're not on top. We're not amazing. The water, the hair, like you are such a has-been. Like he embodies, again, not just like the last gasp of white privilege and rich guy can do whatever the hell he wants, but again, the last gasp of America pretending that we are the most incredible, amazing nation, even though we literally don't invest in our people, don't give them a minimum wage raise, don't have unions, don't have clean air, water to drink. Like who cares about water pressure? Yep. What about actual clean water? Like, and Trump is that. And the fact that he's sort of this like, oh, what a worlding it, like the Wicked Witch of the West just dying is so funny to me, John. Like, isn't it just so like, he's just like, there we go. There's American exceptionalism just slowly getting senility and hopefully leaving us.
Yeah, at a certain point, you have to stop being mad at him and just be mad at the crowd that tells him to do this. He's gonna keep degrading on stage as long as people keep clapping for him. So I blame them just as much. To take you through that mashup, the Mike Lindell glitch. It's the classic Trump glitch where he's like talking, he says the wrong thing, his head snaps to the side. Mike Lindell, stand up. It's a very weird thing, and it's very uniquely the sort of neurological problem that he's having, where he realizes his brain is following the wrong decayed neurons, and then it tries to like snap back into gear. The mortgage numbers, I don't know what the $2 thing is. They were never at 2.3%. It's not 10% now, and you can't get
$2.
money.
I mean, he doesn't even know what a mortgage is. He doesn't know what interest rates are.
He's a real estate guy, and he doesn't know what a mortgage is. It's executive, and it's knowing what to do, and the touch and feel of America. When you're president, America lets you do it. And then the lather, like that's who he is. But I guess that doesn't bother me as much as I've worked with Anna Kasparian for many, many years now. If I repeatedly used the wrong name in relation to her and did not know that that's what I was doing, that should be concerning to people. And then meanwhile, on the other side, sorry, I'm pretending that it's not both sides here. The RNC was able to selectively edit a video of Joe Biden cutting out the context to make it look like he got lost on stage. So I guess it's equal, everyone.
Well, here's the thing about that, John. Like, I feel like sometimes when we focus on Trump's cognitive decline, people are like, well, why aren't you focusing on Biden? When you focus on Biden's, people are like, why aren't you focusing on Trump's? It literally, it doesn't matter. They're both senile. They're both old. Like, they both probably should not be president. The difference is this: who would you rather have in the White House? Like, angry fascist senility that just wants to completely allow the corporate America to ravage the carcass of what we once were? Yeah. Or do you want Biden, who's slowly a little bit allowing, like, looking into Google, going after them, having, the Inflation Reduction Act. Like, there's some a climate core, there's little ways, getting rid of junk fees. There's just little ways that his senility, or huge ways that his senility, is far preferable. Yeah. I just don't understand why, like, this whole conversation annoys me, because it's like, okay, it doesn't matter if they're both just brains in jars. One brain wants to, is again, head wound Hitler, and the other's like, me nice guy, what about FDR? Oops, genocide. Yeah. Like there's,
Yeah, someone mentioned in the chat the Shrinking Trump podcast. Yeah, we had a doctor on from Shrinking Trump, and he basically analyzed that Joe Biden has the sorts of things that happen to you when you're really old. Trump has the sorts of things that happen to you when your brain is decaying. It's not the same thing. And Trump doesn't have some of the things that Biden has. The old man, like, kind of slow, awkward, cringy stuff, but he does have way more of the brain rot. And I'll leave it to everyone to figure out which is worse. I guess stay tuned for November 5th to find out. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.